So I had another pretty rough day in the market. First thing, got into Nvidia here, and then I exited for a loss here. I was long on Nvidia, as you can see. Took this long, got out here, probably a little below that, and took a small loss. Then I flipped my bias and traded short, so I entered here. Usually I can look at quite a few tickers at once, but today it proved to be less than an ideal strategy. Today I traded AMD, Nvidia, Microsoft. So when I got into Nvidia, I also waited to get into Microsoft, and maybe it's easier to show you like this. So I got in on the 5 on Nvidia, and I got in on the hour on Microsoft, right? Let's do the day. So I'm thinking at this point in time, right, this is my entry on Microsoft. I'm thinking Microsoft can go outside day because this daily candle was red, right? The market was pulling across the board. Really perfect 3-2 shooter on Microsoft coming down, right? I'm also at the same time in this Nvidia short, right? And this is obviously making money, but Microsoft isn't making money, right? Like it came down and then went right back up pretty quickly. So I'm kind of trying to balance the two, which usually is not a problem. So I'm not sure why I'm getting a bit discombobulated. But yeah, so I exited here, which is like a terrible exit on Nvidia. It hit ADR, like should have exited, you know, like probably here at the highest. I really want Nvidia to trigger the month back down, like to go back below the monthly trigger. So I ended up losing on this trade because I was a little bit too focused on this trade losing, which is obviously less than ideal. The AMD that I did take, let me switch this back. Was just no, like the ideal entry for AMD would be this inside 5, but I'm pretty sure I took a 15. Not sure what I did. I'm not sure what I did, but I entered a long when I shouldn't have. Just not sure why I'm doing these things. Maybe I didn't. Nah, I know I didn't. I think I entered like somewhere on this candle, just thinking that AMD was going to push. And then I watched this whole situation on AMD. I was playing Nvidia instead. And then I didn't play that anymore. So back to Nvidia. I lost money on that long. Sorry, I lost money on this short, which was actually a fine. It was perfect play. And then I sort of got chopped up in longs. Like, I know I didn't enter here, but maybe it was a 15. I don't know how helpful these videos are when I'm not trading well. So I don't know if I'll keep making them. This was my entry. Which, I mean, technically you could argue you're entering like close to the highs, but you have a pretty decent run up. Pardon me, this was an ad. This was my entry. I think. Or did I just see this and not take it? Hold on. Let's see. No, yep, I entered the hourly here. Yep, and then I added here. And obviously this 15 went against me. And then this just like chopped up. And then this 15 went back to my entry. So I lost like, I don't know, 15% or something like that on those. So really like the issue is I'm not moving my stops to break even, first of all. That's my main problem. Secondly, I'm just like unsure. Quite frankly, I'm unsure of the rest of the issue. So that happens, lose more money, and then I get back into Nvidia. I'm quite bullish on it overall, and I think I'm still a bit annoyed that I missed it yesterday. I get back in here on this Inside 15. You have this failed 2 down hour. You have a 122 hour. I add, and then I just simply do not take my profit. Like, I don't know. It went up to new high of day, which was a target. I just really wanted it to go to this gap. I just like sat through this, just like watching the P&L go down. I'd kind of made up my mind I was going to swing it, but you know, you got to be a little more agile. I just haven't been very agile. Last 2 days have actually been very simple to trade. So to not trade well when the trades are there is quite upsetting. Like, why are you swinging this day? It's a fail 2 up. Like, it makes no sense to swing this. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see. Maybe something happens overnight and we get some sort of miracle, but this is not an ideal swing. Yeah, the month is triggered up and it's green, but if you're playing weekly contracts, it just doesn't make any sense. Maybe if you're playing 120 next week, 125, something like that. But yeah, just not at my best. I also got into Microsoft. I couldn't tell you where, but rode some of this up and then ended up also just like not having a good exit. So yeah, just been sort of hanging out. I watched Amazon run, I watched Tesla run. For some reason, like, I didn't have Palantir up today, and it was a perfect inside day and up. But yeah, I'm just sort of figuring it out. Also, a perfect reason why not to swing longs. Look at this, 3-2 down. So yeah, just sort of trading real sloppy.